So what's so special about the human brain? It all starts with our unique wiring. Well, when you look at the brains of other animals, you find that the input and the output are right next to each other. There's a direct path between the two. So when a hamster sees food, it leads to an instant reaction. The input, see food, connects directly to the output, eat food. There's little in between. But humans, we can do something more. Of course, when it comes to food, we can simply eat it, but we can also disengage our instincts to see food as something beyond its basic purpose. We can see food as art, tools, or even weapons. Why? Because during our evolution, there was an expansion of the brain regions between input and output. So in our brains, seeing something doesn't necessarily lead to an automatic response. Inputs can mix and collide with what's already there. Our brains can forge new pathways, make new connections. We can chew on ideas and think about things and consider possibilities. The complexity of our brains allows us to process information in almost limitless ways. And the innumerable pathways through these networks, this is the foundation of our creativity. The expansion of the human brain gave us one other important creative advantage. With the enlargement of the human cortex came the expansion of this part behind the forehead, the prefrontal cortex. And this, it turns out, is the wellspring of human imagination.
So what's happening in Hirschhorn?
Bjarke Ingels is one of the most visionary architects of his generation. He spent the last 20 years defying convention, and his imagination is his stock in trade.
Yes, I get it.
We try to materialize as many aspects of the design process as possible. So we pin up things on huge boards, because if you have tons of material to work with, then you can really give the imagination something to build with.
So what if we don't change the bridge, but we just eliminate that diagonal guy?
Bjarke has designed some of the world's most innovative buildings in recent years, and he's now working in New York, designing 2 World Trade Center.
The ideas that you have, the concepts that you have acquired in one way or the other, are tools that will empower you to do more than you could without them. Before the Empire State Building was built, someone imagined it, then they built it, and now it's part of the real world. And of course, that is what creativity is, that we actually have the power to imagine the world that isn't our world yet.
Bjarke's ability to imagine is a superpower that we all possess. The prefrontal cortex allows us to imagine what's not directly in front of us. It does this by unhooking from the present place and time and traveling elsewhere. To try out new ideas, to consider what doesn't yet exist. So, the expansion of the human brain during our evolution gave us the ability to rise above our instincts, to consider our options before we decide what to do. And it gave us our imagination, setting us apart from other animals and making us uniquely creative.